Hello there. Welcome to Coffee with Blaine. And hopefully you guys can hear me and see me and feel me. I feel you. If you can, let me know. I'm just going to turn off herb real quick. All right. Hopefully, I'm going to turn up the mic volume here. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right and see me all right. If you can, you can go ahead and give me a hail yeah, like that. See and hear you loud and clear. What's up, Anthony? How you doing, man? We have a new single coming out from you, don't we? You should drop the link in the comments. Yeah, so the song, what is the name? Kaylin, good morning. Welcome. How's it feel to be back at your normal job after that crazy adventure? Jennifer, good morning. Switching to Twitch. Oh, thank you. Thank you for making the switch. Appreciate that. The Twitch switch. We'll call it that. Heck yeah. Welcome. Ready to be back on the road. Spoken like a true musician, Kaylin. I have some friends who make a full-time living just doing merch for major festivals and events. If you're interested in doing that full-time, let me know and I can I can put you in touch with them. Maybe worth a conversation if it's filling your soul, you know. All right, there it is, guys. If you are interested, at the risk of being demonetized and shadow banned on YouTube, there is the link for the new Island Asylum single. And I'm going to turn it off real quick and go back to, I don't know. Let's do this one. I'm going to drop the link on Patreon as well and in the Creative Commune. And I'm sure Anthony might share it as well. Selling merch is fun. I'll let you know. All right. I think there needs to be some punctuation. Oh, goodness. So how are you guys' week starting? What are you guys up to? It's very, very few people today. Fancy shirt. Yeah, I got the shirt in Colombia, actually. This is one of my 2 shirts that I purchased in Colombia and the one I wear most often. It does not pair well with these pajama pants, but that's okay. I was wearing this to the Reptile Expo yesterday. Me in my fancy shirt. I really like it. It's super comfortable. And I picked it up for like $5, something like that. Yeah. What do you guys want to talk about today? On your minds? What are we going to dive into? Please tell us about the expo. The expo was fun. I had a good time at the expo. I came back empty-handed. No one's judging except all the people on the internet. I'll scoot up so you can't see the pants. Just like we do in office business meetings, right, everybody? We'll put this back here a little bit. Yeah, so I was looking for 2 specific snakes. A silver blonde phased Trans-Pecos rat snake, which is a mouthful to say, and a black African house snake. And let the jokes commence. But I couldn't find either of those snakes. I found variations of the species of snake, but I didn't find the specific ones that I wanted. And even though I was tempted to pick one up just because I really like both species, if I'm going to have one for, 15, 20 plus years, as well have the one that I want, right? My dream snake was also there. My dream snake is an ego. They're North America's largest snake. They routinely get up to 7 to 8 feet, sometimes even more. They're pretty much jet black, but technically midnight blue, I guess. And they're very iridescent, and they're very, very cool. They're also endangered, and you can't transport them across state lines. So each local state population, unless you get like a series of permits, yeah, they're pretty much what you have is what you have. So they go for, I've been seeing them upwards of $500 a piece. There's always one guy who is an amazing breeder of the species, really, really talented, works pretty much solely with these. And he had a couple babies for sale for like $1,100. And every time I go to an ex, always there. Super nice guy, very, very passionate, very meticulous. And I consider dropping $1,000 on a snake or more, but I never pulled the trigger. I went back to his booth a few times, and I pulled the trigger again. But yeah, I did make some headway with a company that makes enclosures because I want to upgrade all my enclosures from PVC because it's a lot lighter and a lot easier to clean and disinfect. So I might be calling them up for some quotes to get on that, I think. So that's good. So that was good. And I got to see a bunch of cool animals. So yay. Let's go back to the comments. Thank you for asking. You're home, so no one's plans for their day. Practice, work, back on the grind. That's my. Gonna go see Avril Lavigne and Willow tonight. Aren't you jealous? One ticket's taking my knees. I am a little jealous, actually. So the last I heard, Willow's guitarist, a girl named Lori Basilio, and she is incredible. Just an amazing guitarist. So hopefully she's playing that show. She normally plays like a pink Telecaster or Stratocaster, and long, straight blonde, sandy blonde hair, and just crushing the solos. So if you see her, take a picture, let me know, or take some video so I can hear her. What is something you would tell people that are freaked out by snakes? Normally I let them know that I just try to give them knowledge about snakes, and I find that knowledge turns fear into respect. And I also tend to take it slow with snakes. So I am lucky that I have snakes in my collection are very, very docile, very, very chill. So interacting with them, I can pick the right snake for the right person to give them a positive experience. The more small positive interactions you have with anything, the more your fear turns into respect, basically. And that's the thing, small positive interactions. It kind of works with anything or anyone. Yeah. So you take the steps that you're willing to take, have a good interaction. Maybe the next time you take a different step. maybe the next time you take a different step. You know, that would be my advice. Lots of knowledge and small positive interactions. Yeah, permits are expensive and they're generally not granted to individuals. You have to have some sort of like 503c nonprofit type of deal or be a zoo or something. Krista, good morning. Jesse, good morning. Roxanne, good morning. Heck yeah. Is Facebook glitching for you guys? It looks like I have very strong signal on my end, but yeah. Duder is great. Duder is amazing for people. Oh, thanks for switching to Twitch, Kaylin. Duder is amazing for people who are skittish about snakes because he is very, very chill. Ball pythons are in general. He's also a little big though, so smaller chill snakes are great to have as well. Hence my glorified worm of a rosy boa. You definitely do, Jesse. And yeah, definitely keep me posted. Facebook hates me. Caitlin, good morning. Heck yeah. I hope you and Patrick are doing well. Having an amazing summer. Having some quality time off from the school system. Heck yeah. You guys doing anything exciting this week? Blue-eyed ghoul. Hello and good morning. Cheers. Click. And by click, I mean clink. I guess it would be a click if it was digitized. Right? Yeah, so we're just chatting, talking about our weeks. You have anything coming up this week? Anything fun? What instrument we playing today? That's a good question. What do you want to hear? How about the ook? Maybe I'll bust out a little ook. What kind of response did you get on your latest question? It was a pretty good response. So my question was for musicians and how they make extra money on the road. So I had a few really good responses, and this happens a lot, especially with a open-ended question like this. But I had a few people trying to shill their businesses, which I always don't like. And I had people trying to, and I don't know what, people trying to skirt the question or whatever. So I had a few people who were like talking about their businesses that they do not on the road, or who aren't on the road, trying to justify their answers for the businesses. Not to say that you couldn't do them on the road, but I feel like it was pulling the question in a different direction. Then you had about 20 comic responses of sell drugs, which, I mean, I guess there is some truth to that, but it's not necessarily what I was going for with that. But other than those responses, had a few really good responses that hopefully, if someone checked it out and they can weed through all the ridiculousness, yeah. I know I'm stoked. Get to see a hired crew in around 17 days, y'all. Yeah, Kaylin. We going up to Reggae Rise Up Maryland in a couple weeks. ZC Keeley, Mike Love, and Stephen Marley. That's going to be a good show. Snails have favorite types of music. Do snakes respond to music? Not in the same way that other animals do. Jesse, it's snakes don't have outer ears, you know. They have inner ears, but not outer ears, which means that they tend to feel vibrations more so than hear directly through the air. And so that helps them navigating when they might get stepped on, essentially. But yeah, they don't hear in the traditional sense that we do. So I would assume that they respond differently to sounds, and it's more of a visual thing they're responding to. And I haven't tried this out, but I don't know. I feel like low bass rumbling would be somewhat stressful to them at a certain point, unless they're just used to it. I guess it would depend on the snake. Jesse, see you Friday. Fortunate You show on the 15th, Surf Rodeo on the 16th and 17th. Yeah, we'll be at Surf Rodeo on the 15th, actually. We are playing that. So always picking Fortunate Youth over me. I see what it is, Jesse. Let's see. People didn't read anything at all the way anymore. They just read a portion of it. Yeah. People skim, and then people want to inflate their importance. And I don't even think they do it on purpose, honestly. I do it too. So I'm not taken away. I have to consciously rein myself in, honestly, a lot. Yeah, so the cobra is not actually following the flute. That's a really good thing. They're actually following, if you notice, the flutist is always moving when he's playing the flute. They're responding to the visual cues of the flute player and the movement. That movement, they're kind of locked onto the person playing, and they're following that visual cue. The flute is the music is just really for us. I have a horrible habit of getting hyped about the music I'm currently working on, but time the song release, I hate it because I've heard it a million times. Makes me want to go into hiding during release week. Have you dealt with anything similar? What would your advice be? Oh, great question, Anthony. Take a break from the song. So I like to take a break from the music from the time it's mixed and mastered till the time that that it's getting ready to be on a release schedule. This is why putting some distance, I feel, is important. Like putting a good couple months distance from the mastering to the marketing, promotion, and eventual release. So in the case of this new song, which I think is super fun, you recorded it and inserted it. There it is. Right into the queue of other songs right away, which means that you haven't given your ears a break from the song. Giving your ears a break from the song, I think really helps me. And also trying to knock stuff out recording wise in a decent amount of time always helps me. I have so many ideas that are just still sitting on the back burner that basically by the time I get to them, I'm going to want to record a whole new version of them. And I probably will, even though the other version is probably fine. It's one of those things. So try to get on a thing, try to do it within a reasonable amount of time, and then try to put some distance between that time you finish and the release. But honestly, that rarely happens. Mickey, good morning. Cheers. Yeah, man. The other thing is, like, a lot of artists don't listen to themselves that much. You know what I mean? It's a natural thing. And when you do, if you're unhappy with elements of it, that's an opportunity to grow, right? The music is a snapshot of time in our life. And once we're in a new time of our life, the snapshot changes. And you know, feel free to adjust and grow with that change. A good example would be, I'm working on a track with Doa's Daydream. And when she wrote the song, it was a very, very passionate soul type song. It's very soulful, very emotional, because it was about a relationship gone sour. And she was, pissed and upset. And this relationship had taken a huge toll on her. So when she sings, and was singing the song for however long after the fact, it had that same emotion. Well, now a lot of time has passed. And when I'm working with vocalists or artists in general in the songwriting realm, one of the things that I've learned from some good friends and very talented people is that instead of necessarily putting yourself back in that scenario, you can also update the song to fit your current scenario. So where she was sitting when she wrote it, the song was super fresh. The song was super intense for her emotionally. And she was venting, and she's still venting. Well, I sat down with her and I kind of asked her where she was now versus when she felt the song and wrote the song. And emotionally, she's in a really good place. She's got a great relationship going on. She's happy. She doesn't have that same intense emotional reaction. She's, feeling more numb to the fact, more of like smack my head to the fact, once people get over it, it's more of like, shake your head at it and then move on, right? So I told her to sing like that with the song. I was like, Doa, sing where you're at. Just be numb to it. Look back. Be slightly disgusted and bitter. But look back at that as in more of the way that you're feeling about it now. Heal, not numb. No, I would still go with numb, Jesse. She's healed in the fact that she's moved on and made better decisions, but numb to the fact that this isn't affecting her. the same way that it was. If that makes sense. Anyway, yeah. So more of a loss. And at one point when we were recording the scratch vocals for the new version, in the second verse, she started singing and she just let out this audible sigh. Like she started to sing a line and just went and then sang the next line. And it was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I told her that's the encapsulation of the tune now. The vibe is different. It's not so ballady. It's more reflection and introspective and a loss. Aw, thanks, Mickey. And I'm excited for it. She's gonna come in next week and record the final vocals, and it's gonna be. I'm stoked. But yeah, you can either channel what you were feeling at the time to give a good emotional performance, or you can update things to reflect how you're feeling now. Certain artists do that with a lot of their songs in their back catalog. You'll hear Hyrie do it in live versions of tunes. We play them differently to reflect how we're different, but still not different enough to take away from the song and how it's affecting other people currently. That's the balance, right? Other people may be going through what you were going through. So if you can strike that balance between where you are and where you were, I think that makes all the difference. Definitely, Jesse. I will see her next week. Back half of next week, I think. Oh, thanks. I was telling some of the other guys in here, I got this in Colombia for really cheap, and it's so comfy. Barbara, good morning. Cheers. Story time with Blaine. Hopefully I'm not ranting too much and just going off. And I hope you are excited as I am to hear these things, as I am to share these things. Incredibly genuine. Yeah, there is. Weege, maybe you can type in a long answer to this question or a short answer. Go back to Anthony's question here. He gets really hyped about the music when he's working on it, but by the time the song is released, he hates it because he's heard it a million times. Makes him want to go into hiding during release week. Do you have those issues? If so, how have you worked past them? So expressive. Devin, good morning. Cheers. Yeah. Weege definitely put a lot of distance between his album and his release. But he was working on that album for the better part of 2 years. So a very similar thing. I know you were working on the songs for a while as well, Anthony. Four years. Oh, that's a good thing. Yeah, Anthony. So releasing the songs and then hearing people connect with the songs is definitely a way to know that you've done something that that hits, right? People being like, oh man, this song reminds me of this, or this song brings me back here. Even if it's like, this song reminds me of a band, and then you hate the band, it doesn't matter because it's bringing them to a good place. I can dig that, Weege. Definitely. We do have a new tune coming out as well. So the new Island Asylum and the new Weege tune are coming out within a week of each other. I think the 22nd and the 29th. Weege's tune, I believe, is called Streetlights and Palm Trees. And it's about taking a mental vacation. And I dig it. I dig it. It's great, great tune. A lot of reggae, a lot of soul. Really good blend on the instruments on this mix master. And Anthony's tune is called Hear Us. And it's a collaboration with his main engineer / producer, who is also a great guitar player, if I'm not mistaken. And I get the sense, and it's almost like screaming into the void, because it's so hard to gain any traction or send any message without having to just freaking bang your head against the wall. Angie, good morning. And I really like the vibe of Hear Us because it has those super heavy elements, shreddy guitar grooves. But then it also goes into this R&B groove, and more straight reggae groove as well. So it's very, very flowy into these different sections, and I dig it. I haven't taken a real vacation in 6 years. It's more like Boo-hoo, I need a vacation song. But it's about as dreaming of taking a couple's getaway to somewhere tropical. Actually flashback to my honeymoon 16 years ago. Heck yeah, Weege. Love that. Talk about reaching way back to explore a time in your life. Jesse, in relation to painting, I know a painting is done when I hate it. Because I no longer feel the need to work on it. I consider the hate of the positive confirmation that I've done what I can do on a project and need to move on to find a new expression / outlet in a new piece of work. Nice, Jesse. That's a very good explanation of that. I dig. Tara, good morning. It has been a while. Speaking of mental vacations, cheers. Maybe consider not listening to me say a lot. Maybe consider downloading the pre-save link for Ouija's new tune if you haven't already. And then you can share in that mental vacation mentality with Ouija. Or if you're screaming at the void, check out Island Asylum's Hear Us and maybe hit the pre-save as well. Yeah, you can drop the link, Ouija. Also, both of you guys drop the link in Dillinger's Creative Commune today. Remix your remix. Hell yeah. How you doing, Scoob? Good morning, Jesse. How you doing? Rah sunshine. Happy Monday. Yeah. Oh yeah, you got the preview link. That's dope. Maybe you can confer with Anthony, because I think preview links would be really, really good in your case too, Anthony. What are you sipping on today? Well, I had a cup of coffee earlier, as you can tell, because I'm not falling asleep on the mic. Had a cup earlier and ended up chatting with both PJ and Curdy, having two very long conversations, very good ones. That's why they were long, not long boring. And I had my first cup, and there was some coffee left in the French press, so I filled it up. Then I added some shots of espresso, hot water, heavy cream, and stevia for my makeshift second cup. Here we go. Here's the realness of Hear Us. I'm only going from third party. Hear Us is about waking up, realizing what you are capable of, and finally listening to the positive voices in your head instead of the negative, but with a bit of a FU attitude, of course. I like that, Anthony. That's way better than what I pulled out of it. Heck yeah. Maybe I should be focusing on the song itself and not playing my parts when I'm hearing it. Yeah, so a lot of times when I'm hearing these songs by Island Asylum or Weege or anybody else, Doa or whoever I'm working with, if I'm not producing the whole thing, I'm going in with a mindset of how can I make this groove harder? How can I make this vibe better? And I'm not necessarily paying attention to all of the lyrics past general cues and vibes and anything that really stands out. So, yeah, sometimes I need to just take a couple passes and listen as a fan without that critical ear, which I think is part of the reason why people grow to hate the tunes, because they're always listening like, I could have played that better, that could have grooved a little harder, rather than listening for the vibe. Hate moving day, so I'm taking a coffee break. I love it. Yeah, hopefully the new place is much better than the last, and it's a growth. Facebook user, I love Curdy. Who doesn't love Curdy? You find me that person, and I'll find you a liar. Good morning, Amira. 1 cup, 13 shots. 2 girls. No, that's a different video. We're not doing that here. Jesse, I met Curdy's dog. Curdy has a dog that's almost as adorable as he is. Good morning, David. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I know she shows up as Facebook user. It's so weird. I have a feeling it has something to do with her privacy settings, but that's just me. Or maybe it's structured as a page and not as a personal Facebook. I don't know. We'll get to the bottom of this. So the more I'm doing this talking, I actually switched my preamp emulation to just a classic old school Neve preamp, and I'm pretty happy with the sound. And it sounds very broadcasty. A little bit of extra gain. If I was Robert Plant, I'd be crushing it right now. I drank too much last night and woke up on the couch with a pig. Who hasn't done that, am I right? No, I'm just kidding. Waking up with your pets is the safest and most awesome way to wake up. Unless they're staring you in the face because they got out of their cage and decided to sit on your chest and dig their claws into you while you're having a nightmare. Don't ask me how I know that one. Snake meet one day. You want to meet my snakes? Yeah, of course. Come on next time you're in town and I'm in town. Cassie, good morning. Good morning. Robert Plant. I did that already. Now I'm going to do soulful bluegrass because that's what I love. Oh, yeah, exactly. You got to balance it, right? If you are only doing your thing, you will ultimately start to alienate a lot of fans who are fans of specific directions and decisions you made in your career. But if you only do those, then you don't grow as a person and as an artist, and you're basically at a certain point covering your own music. You're the ultimate tribute band to you. So you got to find that balance. For some people, it's worth the diminished whatever, because you have enough. You're set. For some people, they're there for their audience. They want. Did I? If I did, then hell yeah. That was like a way specific scenario. Yep. Yeah. Not like a tiny iguana. Full grown, 4+ foot animal. You guys are awesome, by the way. Thank you for listening to me ramble and chat and all the things. If you enjoy this content, please take a minute to consider my Patreon. Patreon.com/DillingerMusic. It is an incredible way for me to remain insolvent. It's an incredible way for me to remain doing what I love to do and expanding and sharing my life with you guys, creating new art, exploring new passions, all the things, as Jesse so eloquently puts it. So please consider that if you haven't. Appreciate you. If that's too much of a commitment, because Lord knows we're all scared of commitments, please consider coffee.com/DillingerMusic, ko-fi.com. Help sponsor my cup of coffee and keep the live streams rolling in. Appreciate you. And if you're worried about your own financial situation and don't want to randomly spare that, you can do things like go to my YouTube, also /DillingerMusic. Try to keep it simple. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, or follow me on Instagram or on Twitch, or consider checking out the merch store. All ways you can help me create the best art possible. The more I can focus on it, the more I can create. So I appreciate all of you guys and your support. Those of you who have done any of those things, or even have taken the time to listen to me today, I really, really appreciate you. Thank you. Mormon to Marley. Your live shows seem harder hitting with a nastier groove for the rhythm section. Is that something you guys talk about, or just how it's evolved, or both? I, for one, love it. That's a great question. We have a diverse range of influences, and we realize that people expect different things in different scenarios. If I'm cruising in my car, if I'm very introspective, if I'm at my house, or if I'm at a low-key gathering, pool party or something, I want vibes. I want vibes for days. And it's super easy for musicians to overcomplicate things or lose the vibe for technicality and hype. So in the studio, the goal is to always make music for people to listen to in those situations. Live, it's all hype. You spent your hard-earned money on a ticket to rage with your favorite bands. And so we structure our shows to incorporate as much of that as possible. We all know that when you go to a festival, not everyone is there for you. Not everyone is there for the festival. Half of them are just going for the party, for the hype, and because their friends brought them there. So we try to incorporate as many different styles and elements and diverseness and showcase each one of us on stage to really help people feel inclusive, a little something for everybody and a lot of hype for everybody. And yeah, so it's an intentional thing for the live show, just seeing what really resonates with people and what doesn't, which is, yeah, just different goals from the album version. Plus, it goes back to playing an arrangement that people can really sing along to and vibe with and have those moments that they want, that they got from buying the record or streaming the record. But also, keeping it interesting for us as the players so that we're 100% in it. If playing a song forever gets stale and you put on a stale performance and the audience is wowed by mediocrity, I guess, you can tell things disingenuous and you become a tribute act to yourself. And yeah, I want to feel it every time I go out there, and I know that everyone in the band does. So some of the things that we do are just for us. And if you vibe with them, hell yeah. But for the most part, it's structured for the audience. Hopefully that's a decent answer. I'm not sure what you're linking out, Devin, but hopefully it's dope. Sometimes I don't want to hear a cover by a band just because I want to hear their songs, because you only get to hear so many. I forget that you need to appease the crowd, and it helps the band get a full crowd. And I'm not talking about Jesse. I'm not talking about covering other people's music, though we do a medley out of respect for the artists that we're influenced by, and we'll do a couple snippets here and there for the crowd. But for the most part, you don't want to feel like you're like, I don't want to be I don't want to feel like I'm in a Hyrie cover band. I want to feel like I'm in Hyrie. You know what I mean? And sometimes if you're just playing through the songs and going through the motions, it can feel like you're in a cover band, your own band, even if you're playing all original material. It's a original material from 10 years ago, and you're not necessarily in the same place anymore. So you have to balance that. So you as the artist don't feel like you're just playing a song to play the song, but really enjoying your performance. That's what I mean by cover or tribute band to yourself. But yeah, sometimes playing a cover, well-placed cover here and there is, and for new bands, they may have to play more of that or work in more of that material because they have less material. They haven't written that many songs. So yeah, nothing wrong with that. Devin, Island Asylum, yes. I'm glad you like it. I believe Anthony is in the chat somewhere. So if you get a chance, give him a follow. Give him a follow on Spotify. That'd be awesome. I'm sure he would really appreciate that. Lots more music coming, both for Ouija and Island Asylum. I think there's probably like at least 4 or 5 months of singles coming. Basically one a month from both of those guys. Veronica from Skylar Lutz stole the show on the 4th of July with a cover. Yeah, I mean, the reason that people cover stuff is that it resonates with people, right? And it resonated with the artist probably as well. It's a song that maybe is a huge influence on them. And they're kind of showcasing, their roots, if you will. And because it's a cover, if you don't necessarily have songs as a band that everyone knows and sings along with, then having those opportunities for those sing-along moments and to really connect with the audience over your shared influences can be a very, very powerful moment. Anthony has great hair. I agree. And we'll continue to hit the clothing shops together to refine that style too. Kidding, bro. Kidding. New Hyrie tunes, yeah. For those of you who don't know, luckily Hyrie is at the point where I don't have to ram it down people's throats. But I just actually the other day, Trish sent over one of the songs complete with a new feature from really amazing artists that I wasn't necessarily expecting. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to share that. Hopefully that's the next one released or the one after the next one released. We're going to have a lot of features on this album, I think. And really excited to share them all with you guys. Sometimes we just like to cover songs for our own entertainment, though. It does help us make new fans, but often I pick covers that are obscure and people assume they're originals. Yeah, there's always that, too. It's a balancing act. But then you're definitely going to have to be prepared for the people coming up to you saying, man, that one song you did was just incredible. I can't wait for you to write more of that. Not knowing that it's a cover. Definitely gotten that. I've definitely given that compliment before. So I can definitely put a damper on your day if you're not secure in your songwriting. I love that all my friends getting to hear Ouija at Reggae in the Rockies last week. Hell yeah, Cassie. That's super cool. Yeah, hopefully you guys got a little bit of a bump from that performance, both in and out of the professional scene. I'm stoked for the next single and the feature on it. Heck yeah. Twitch froze. Oh no. Kidding. I like when you have a feature. You get to hear it live still. Chris or Trish will sometimes just sing the other part if they can't be there live. Yep. Yeah. With features live, you have to kind of really work them in a certain way and figure them out. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting with all these features coming up with live arrangements of these. We may have a very special thing coming up for Reggae Rise Up Maryland for those of you who are there. We will see. We need to just invest in hologram performances. Kareem has some local girl come out and sing Trisha's part at Reggae and Iraqis. It was really good. Nice, Weege. Yeah, you're still here. It was working out. I needed my music. Heck yeah, Candace. Way to get the workout in. You got me beat. I need to go. I'm going to do one push up in your honor today. Oh, do you, Kaylin? Everwild special. Heck yeah. That would be dope. We'll see. We'll see. For these, we're gonna have to take it one festival at a time. Yeah, I gotta get back to work too, guys. Actually, thank you for the amazing conversation. Thank you for all the support, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Trish told Patreon. Of course she did. Oh, that's awesome. Well, then it must be locked in, unless she's just spouting off. All right. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me. Hope you have an amazing day. And I'm gonna get my little butt to work. Take care. Be well, and I'll probably catch you towards the end of the week.